Hello, everybody. Welcome to Squid School. Congrats, Jamie, on winning the first war. No surprise Pikachu. Surprise Pikachu not allowed. Welcome, Ashik. And hello, Cactus. And there they both are. Perfect, perfect. All right. Welcome, Cactus and Wieners.
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going? Glad we're not having any mic issues or permissions issue in the Discord server or something. We're already doing better than usual.
Let's go.
So I trust Wieners will be playing Brush and Cactus will be playing Kpro. So that would mean the backliner would work pretty well, and I could play like paint support for it. Is Devi out there? I think I saw Devi. Jamie's saying hi to Devi. I don't see Devi here yet. And it did connect to YouTube, right? Yes, it did. Okay. Interesting. Oh, and I have not put up the chat on screen. Let me fix that real quick. That's not where that goes. There we go. That's
And
a
not
little
to
better.
add more to your plate, but I need to add you on Switch as well.
Gotcha. I will DM you my friend code, and then you can send the friend request, and I'll accept it.
Sure.
I should still have you added, unless you removed me, but I don't think you did.
I probably didn't.
Okay, yeah, no, we're good.
All right. So, Wieners, I have sent it. Hi, Curb. I'm glad it helped. Glad it helped. In the shadows is Devi. Devi, am I invisible the first thing that you said in chat? I did not see anything before then. That was from you. Was there something more that you said? Because Jamie said hi before you said that. So I don't know what's going on. Okay, so Jim can't read. Jamie was just assuming that you were going to be there? Is that what happened? Well. Too many B button presses. Alright, who's getting delete? I don't remember who that is. So sorry, Simically. It had to be done. For the sake of the stream. Okay. Jamie's just messing with me. Okay, fine. I'm gonna go and get a league lobby booted up. Because we should all be set to join on that. Okay, it kicked me out to Inkopolis, but this is fine. We can just go back in. We're persistent. There we go. All right. I am once again calling upon my frog friend for assistance in these dire times. There we go. And I will DM both of you the password.
Sounds good.
There it is. All right. All right, thank you, Frog. Yes, welcome, Unique and Annie. Glad to see you guys in here. And Stevie. Frog is friend. Miss the cats. Here. They all got resized because of reasons, but Don't worry about that. There are cats now. Cool. We're all here. All right. Permanent Inkbrush. Okay. I'll play K-Shot then. I think that's a good mix for what we've got going on. Clam Blitz, Triggerfish, and Shipyard. There we go.
Devi is in the waiting room, by the way. Not sure if we want to drag her in.
Yes, definitely will. Sorry, Devi, I was busy worrying about cats.
It's okay. I figured, hey, maybe I'd have access now, but I do not.
I should probably fix that.
No access?
Since I have access to other things now.
Is applying gem cat pics so we could bring that back. Oh, okay, okay. So that's part of the explicit reason then that we have the cat pics. I understand. All right.
Ow.
I heard the bonk on my screen.
Don't we don't talk about the bong.
Blaster pushing me on right. I am fleeing.
Looking over right with you.
They're flushed out. Got 'em.
Buster's down.
All right, great armor pop. That's exactly the right time to use it. YouTuber weak. I'm missiling basket. We have 5. I have 5 clams. I have 6.
On your left, Devi.
Yeah, there's more brushes.
Where are all the clams? I was hoping he didn't have one more shot. Yeah, it's probably dead push. We don't have the clams to... Oh, nice. That's 3 down.
Huge.
But we still need 10 clams.
That was...
There's a bunch of clams around you, Cactus.
Yep, I'm at 7. Booyah's ready.
There's one coming out left rail. We'll want to watch that. Yeah, it's coming up behind us. 2 on left now. I'm gonna need help here pretty soon.
Yep, punching left.
Thank you.
Baller.
Oh, it was able to just crush me.
This, I'm shooting your back!
Sorry. I'm at 9 clams, though.
Okay.
Jumping in wieners. Inkjet on right. Backing up.
Directly below, Cactus. Directly below.
Yep.
There we go.
Backing
Got
up.
him.
Nice.
Nah. That was a face forward fight. Okay, who's got the 9?
I do. I'm right behind you.
Rapid coming back their
Uh-oh.
ramp. There's 2
There.
on their ramp.
I put it in the corner.
I got
You're
sniped.
You're last.
Pushing it far on our right.
Oh.
Oh, I'm down. By my ouch.
Why did they fall? They must have squidded or something.
Ugh.
Okay, well, I got the power clam.
Nice.
Octo top left.
Missiling just in case you can get any more in. Oh, crap. Where did that come from?
That's fine. We have the basket open on their end, Jim.
Not for long.
Got him. He's down. I'm at 4 clams.
I have the other 4.
I'm watching left. I'm at 8.
Way a better person for the...
2 weak. Got 1. The other one got me wall. Rapid. Rapid's pushing right.
Yep. Oh, I made a power clam. Where is... Okay, so I'll hold for now. Crap, it got me. I'm out. They're in
I'm
mid.
dead here! Oh!
Okay, we're 2 down. I'm going to try and
Good
play
jump
safe.
out.
Oh, this one at basket.
What? Yeah, Rapid at basket. Sharking there. They're up on the steps left.
Up on the wall, up on the wall, up on the wall.
He's weak.
Oh no.
Oh.
Come on! There we go.
They're still going to be able to get clams up there unless we stop them.
YouTubers. Oh, nice.
Oh,
Huge.
good stop, good stop.
To my left, to my left. Someone's by
Yeah, Rapid on the wall here. Got him.
And left. Nice.
Sometimes you just gotta play chicken with a hammer.
Rush on left.
I'm threatening left with the power clam. Try to push in
someone
ramp.
sharking in mid. Heads up. I saw someone swimming.
Rapid dropped their nets. There's 2 in front of me now.
You
I'm
guys
gonna
ready?
missile and rotate to middle. Go, go, go.
I'm gonna be at 2 on left.
They're gonna push from left.
I got one.
I'm down for the sniper.
Oh, good Uber's weak.
Clam is down behind you guys.
I can't grab that.
I can jump in pity, I guess, if you can get close enough.
Not right now. There's 2 brushes
I'm
and a
checking
blaster
right
in
now,
the way.
yeah.
No, come help.
Got 2, we got both of
Wait,
them.
there we go. One more. Third.
Jump that into Cactus, I think.
Got him.
This is to
Oof.
win the fight. There we go.
I'm gonna score. Oh no!
Got the goop.
The snipe.
Ah, I couldn't stop the others. Don't feed in there. Those are probably dead
don't worry.
clams.
Don't worry. I know I'm crazy, but I'm not that crazy.
They win
Blaster in mid.
if they score a power clam, so we need to prevent that.
That or
Jumping
we
on
just
mid.
score another one.
Hammer. Oh, I got one. Huge.
One right
Okay,
elbow, 2 right
I
elbow.
gotta goo by me on this wall here. There we go. Do we have enough for a power? Because I can get into position.
I have
Here.
1.
Rapid Ballard on me.
Someone
brings 4.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Oh, did they not make one?
No.
Oh. Well, I guess there's that.
Pog. We take those.
Yeah, I was up in the top left after winning a fight with a YouTuber who decided to shark on a wall.
You say it's Clam Blitz week, Annie. Like every week isn't Clam Blitz week. It always seems to happen. But
It has, hasn't it?
next session's going to be Rainmaker,
Ooh.
which is a little bit more complicated to talk about. Clam Blitz is a simple mode. Take basket, win game. Rainmaker, it's like, take this one piece of turf as long as it matters, but it might not matter by the time you take it. It's a little bit silly. Yeah, Clam Blitz is probably my favorite map mode, or mode. I think that my problem with splat zones is that it makes parts of the map just not matter at all. Whereas in Clam Blitz, a lot more of the map does matter.
Oh, 2 immediate left. Careful when you're rushing
Yep.
this.
All right, I'm gonna go Fight Club and
Right
flank them.
side, 1 might, 2 might, 3 are there.
Yeah, there are
all
3
four on
watching
the
this.
left.
I'm down under 2 in Fight
I
Club,
got
2 in
one.
Fight Club, 1 under the pillow.
Yeah, there's one more
Tetris?
still.
Up on our
Yeah,
side. Oh,
I see them.
3/3 side.
2v2,
Just dynamo on right.
2v2,
He's in mid.
There's still a Tetris directly right here. There
Oh,
we go.
yeah, I'm done a dynamo.
1v1.
Okay.
They didn't go up over the top. I think I just saw one down here. On the right. Oh no, that was a fizzy bomb. That's what happened.
Oh, shoot. Left side. Squeezer.
Where?
Oh, Tetris are up on our spinner.
Yep, coming
oh,
up.
boy. Oh, boy.
Tetra's in court behind you guys.
Yes.
Nice.
Nice.
I missiled the other 3, so they're just.
We have
on the
one
right.
coming.
Not let them have
In
any
mid,
access
weak.
to this.
I'm from
I
behind.
cannot fight this. There's
Watch Fight
a lot of them
Club.
on right.
Oh, dear.
Booyah's ready. Dualies are attacking me.
Someone's behind me.
I'm down.
Jumping out.
Bubbling under our basket. They have a lot of clams now.
Yeah.
Got 1. 2 scoring on right. Got 1.
Got
Got
one,
2.
nice.
Last one's under
Last
a
one's
spinner
mid.
going. Trying to go up the spinner, maybe? They went Fight Club or spinner?
Fight club, fight club.
Painting the
Squeeze.
exits.
Oh, yeah, they're in Fight Club. Push them out of the pillow. There we go. They jumped out.
Booyah's ready.
One on right.
Booyah's on right. I'm out.
Nice.
I've traded.
One there snipe and one top left. Oh my god, I can't throw bombs.
All right.
Oh,
They're mostly on left. I'm gonna try and push in right.
3 drop left.
We're in. I don't think that's a very good attempt. 2v2. Might be able to get a lead.
Oh, no, I needed one more clam.
Fortunate.
All right, all good.
Yeah, they were. There was,
Don't pick a pity.
4 of us. From the left.
Pushing the Tetras on right. They're weak. Oh shit. There's a dynamo on our spinner now. So that's nice.
I died to the bubble pop, and there's still one by the clam.
Oh, I just got dropped by Dynamo.
Tetra's pushing our street, and I pushed it like an idiot.
I can't turn my hand that fast,
Got him.
apparently.
Oh, squeezer. Nice, huge.
He jumped in.
I thought that should have fought that Dynamo.
Dynamo's still street.
Yeah.
Got one.
Still left.
Dynamo's forced back to wall. Got him.
Squeezer's down.
Just Tetras.
They're out, but they
Oh.
were on spinner.
Yeah, this is the one place I couldn't go fast enough.
I didn't know where to go for you, Cactus, because I'm like, okay, you're in front of me. Now where do I go? Okay, we're going this way. Okay, you're still in front of me. We're holding hands now.
I'll make sure to move it somewhere else.
Right, so I should probably say this now. This is my first time playing on team comps. I literally just started playing ranked like a few months ago, so it's a lot of information, so
It
I'm
is.
sorry if I'm quiet.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I totally understand. And like just learning how to process the callouts is one step.
We've all been
Being able
through
to make them, it takes a lot of your brain power away from actually playing the game.
Yeah.
But you're doing pretty well. You're cranking out a lot of armors. You're having an impact on fights. Doing your thing. Is this the same team?
I don't think so.
So there's other people running Dynamo Tetras. Sure, cool.
Dynamo's in
They
their
popped armor,
snipe.
they're
I got
rushing.
Tetras
Nice,
already.
good pick.
3 on
They're
right,
all
3 on
All
right.
3
Got
on right.
one.
Got 2.
2 down, nice.
Just K-shot.
One hitting left.
Get clams.
He's
get
backing up
clams.
left. There's a jump in on left. I'm
They're
gonna
on like
camp it.
snipe.
Oh
Got dually
my
camp in.
lord.
I probably shouldn't have left that.
I'm up on spinner if you want to jump the power clam up here and try and... no, they're
There's
watching
a
me. They're watching me. They're
lot
watching me.
happening.
I'm gonna go on the bottom. Those are missiles.
They're pushed back. Let's get in.
Ow.
K-shot weak. Oh, I missed everything. That's that push.
Ooh,
Uh-oh.
I almost escaped that.
Well, I'm dead. I thought the 2v1 was gonna be 1. So I jumped in.
It was not. It was the entire team rushing them, wasn't it?
I know there was 2 at least afterwards, but...
There's 2 coming in left. I'm being pushed in street.
Oh,
Oh,
they know
Dynamo
their
snatched me
angles.
from left. Dynamo's on
Down.
our snipe.
Be careful.
I know.
There's one on our wall. Got one. Okay, I'm popping missiles now on the ones that are below. There's one on spinner.
I got
Thank
the
you.
spinner.
One left wall. One
Left,
left wall. They're weak. Got him.
They're jumping in there.
Got him.
Tetris from
Another
behind.
one right. They're weak. Nice.
Oh, I got him with
Nice.
the chicken.
Alright, just
Let's
Dynamo. He's coming
go.
from left.
Oh, hello. Let me go up. Thank you.
Dynamo.
Got him on
they're
your
Nice.
snipe.
Also,
One
focus
pushing me
on you.
left. Yep.
I tapped him once.
Oh, you got me out.
We got him. There we go.
Nice.
All right, careful, Wieners. I'm being pushed from right.
There's 3 on
Tetra's
me.
right.
Oh,
Tetra's
there's-
right.
Ow.
Back up. Back up.
Yep. Got Tetris.
They're gonna try and go over spinner.
Yeah, it's going up.
Actually, it went up.
Oh, yo, we can just block this.
2 coming right.
You guys ready?
3 coming right.
Looking right.
Dynamo
Oh,
got me
we
off a
picked up the
spinner.
clam.
Dynamo spinner.
I'm on left. K shot.
So that's why people are bringing Dynamo here. That makes sense.
Yes. Yes, and it's also kind of annoying on the higher parts of Triggerfish.
Oh, I shouldn't have dropped.
Dynamo's down.
2 on right.
K shots underneath our spinner. +1 on our grates.
Yeah, 1. Nice.
No on top.
Tetra's still greats.
Nice.
They got me. Tetra's greats. Tetra's greats. They're gonna score.
Oh, they canceled that as I landed? Okay. There's still up there.
Yeah, I see. Oh, he's weak. Loft. I'm gonna die. Alright, got touches.
Good pick. We need to get the Dynamo off.
That
there.
Dynamo.
Throw more bombs at Spinner. Try and get them away.
I broke their armor, but there's 2 up there. We're also 2 down, so I can't go any closer.
Oh man, I missed everything. Lucky I'm alive.
On my edge. Dualies.
Oh, ow. Okay.
Oh. Coming in from right. They don't have that last clamp.
They
Hang up and
do.
oh.
They do. They're right there. Right in front.
Yeah, it's just kind of tough holding Spinner against the Dynamo. I basically already have to have a bomb up there, and otherwise, getting close enough to throw the bomb, I'm gonna get hit with a swing.
Try to be of some help, but with the Tetras and the other coming forward, the fall off can kill me.
Hi, Jimmy. And hi, Ozai. Yeah, C and B rank clams can be tricky. If they're gonna throw all of their clams, one thing you can do is just wait to throw your clams, and they'll throw theirs. Then if you have some clams in reserve to keep the basket open, they're gonna go back and get more clams, and then maybe you can do a little bit of a relay that way. Thoughts on if I should play the current ranked rotation? I mean, usually the answer is just yes, even if it's bad maps. I would say that it's not worth like just avoiding a map mode early on. Try and learn it all as best you can, because maybe even if it's not a great competitive map mode, if there's some cheese strat or something, you know, maybe that's a way to rank up if you learn how to do it well. Kelp Dome is awful in a lot of map modes, but like Devi loves Kelp Dome because Hydra's great on it.
I was about to say, there's a lot of bad things, but there's some good for some people.
Mm-hmm. Is S plus climb? What's good? Jimmy, I made a video about this. I made a video about using the word good and like, what does that mean? I don't know what that means.
Rest in peace.
No one wants to play clam.
Hi, Rose. Just wanted to say I love your content. You helped me with it. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks for stopping by. I will remake, which means we will enlist the help of a pupper. Pupper.
Baby Chucky.
Thank you, Pupper. You have done your
I've
duty.
gotta get you one of his funny ones where he has his head through one of the screen doors. That's a funny one.
All right, lobby's back up. Hello, everything in my brain. All right, we're all back.
Find the one with
What does the permanent ink brush have as a sub? Is it Sprinkler?
Yeah, sprinkler.
Okay, that's what I thought. Ah, so we're going double armor. Okay. That'll work. That's helpful. They say, Devi, when I was doing League with others in the Discord, we went up against a DV with 1v.
Yeah. If they had a like a down symbol on their name or something like that, there actually is another Devi in competitive Splatoon. I actually did a VOD review with their team last week. So, and they frontline flex, I guess. However, I never actually got to meet them because they didn't go to the VOD review. So, but they exist. That's why I tell people when they spell my name wrong, I'm like, are you actually talking to me, or...
I don't know why my face cam got so wide all of a sudden. It's weird. I consider them the lesser of the Devies. Alright, there you go, Jimmy. No points lost. That's not bad.
There was a moment where, can't remember who ran into who. I'm pretty sure it was Chibi, and the group ran into another comp backline, and they actually had their name as Discount Devi for a league rotation. So the pictures that I got that night was pretty funny.
Discount Devi, nice.
Yep.
What
Like,
if we
Hiker
had
and
a
everything,
tiny
and I'm
chin?
like, yeah, it's not me, but you know what? It's funny.
Hi, Cougar Sai, by the way. That's what I'm gonna pronounce it like until I am told otherwise. Charger on left snipe, so watch peeking that angle. They're gonna try and play from there.
One on the right, and one might be their spinner.
Got one right.
Rush on left. Sniper dropped.
Left.
Flanking Charger. Charger's
on their
forced
snipe.
out.
Dodging with them.
Nice.
Oh, brush. I got it.
Bucket at their
Bucket's
basket.
down. Just
they're
that.
walking and shooting. We got this.
Oh, got him. Nice.
Give me one at basket.
In front of you.
Thank you.
Charger's right above you guys. You can
Yep.
fall off, shoot him.
I'm going into street.
Three
Got
are
one.
on the top left there.
Yep. Missling.
Okay, I've got one clam left to stall.
Got one pushing Charger. Charger
Charger
down.
got me in return. I dropped the clam in front of basket.
Got
I have three. I'm just gonna stall it a little bit. 10 missiles on me.
See
Falling
if you
left.
can get more clams and bring him in.
Oh,
Oh,
shit,
close.
barely.
To answer
7 clams.
To answer the YouTube chat, there actually is another gem spelt the same, but they're running by a Discord tag
Did
number.
that bucket disconnect? He's just...
Two of them just stood there. What happened?
Oh, I'm down to a brush on the left.
Oh, nice. I have football. That's the Stingray. We guys
Stay down.
ready?
Yep. I am dead.
I'm just gonna score that
There,
right there.
Brush coming out on the far left? Question mark.
Yeah,
Yep.
they're
They have
left
a lot
mid.
of
Keep an eye on
clams, so
Got him.
Nice. Get more clams and bring him in.
I have one.
Yep, I have
clam
3.
I'll be coming in with
Uh-oh.
8.
Uh-oh! there's a charger looking at me. Okay.
Oh, booyah.
Time to just go this way.
Got bucket.
That's up.
Nice. Oh, brush dropped.
Mer.
Got brush. Just charger on left. Nice.
So I try to. Someone else got the last clam in, but as I threw mine in, I actually hit that top blue barrier with the single clam. I am great at throwing clams from knife, guy.
God.
That was so strange. I hope that everyone on stream saw that. There were two players that were like right on top of each other, just completely frozen, motionless. It's like both of them put their controllers down at the same time on the same spot. I thought that we were about to see like disconnect shenanigans or something. Very weird. Peak X power. I think my peak is probably the 2415 I got in clams. It's relatively low for where the teams are that I've played on.
I mean, it's not that far off from my peak.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we've talked about it, Debbie, that like we take on like that leadership role. We do a lot of callouts, so that does kind of distract from mechanical skill. Like that's something that Kyo talks about.
I also don't grind solo. I go from literally my placement and then I'm done.
Yeah, that'll do it too.
So my literally the highest base placement is 2462 in clams, but I don't grind that. I usually just rather do league and scrims and stuff like that. So
yeah, because meanwhile, like Sam and Cookie have hit like top 500.
Yeah, because they just keep going. Like pretty much, I think everyone on my crew, except for Boshin that I know of, does their own method of solo queue stuff. But I don't know. We just do more league.
Hey, Bay. What, Bay? Their team needs to continue the conversation. It's not done yet. This is weird. Why is it shoving me into this?
What a comp.
All right, time for me to go have some fun.
Debbie's brethren. It's a family reunion.
Oh my
And
god, that
what,
is
two of them are
scary
vanilla.
though. Oh my
Got the dynamo.
god.
Just like never peek anything.
Where I just need to know where they are.
There are 3 on
I
ramp.
found 3 of them. Guess what? I'm flanking them. Got one.
One great.
Got 2. Third one's on the right somehow.
Oh yeah, I'm
I
out
found
to him
another.
by my ouch.
I got dynamo. There we go. I have 7, by the way. And the one's going on the far right. Okay. I see one. They're jumping
they're
to the
jumping
right,
over.
by the way.
Right elbow.
Oh, they're right
Okay.
into the water.
Fortunate.
You love it.
So I could probably get flanked here. There's 3 coming at me now. There's
All right,
one
I'm on my way
holding a
left.
charge.
I'm
I'm
gonna
at 8
missile
clams.
because that's about the best I can do for that. Let's just all go
Let's throw a
useless.
bomb underneath.
Why not?
Okay.
Throw me 2.
There's one up there. Watch the peak. Okay,
They're
2
not.
behind you. Okay, they dropped then.
Traded. 2 watching the wall.
Are they gonna go up the wall? Yep. Question answered. Oh, one finally got me in my weakest hour.
I'm keeping it open.
I'm jumping
There
in with
are
8.
4 clams directly behind you, Cactus.
Ah, I missed
Oh
one.
no.
I gotta jump out. I'm gonna die.
There we go.
There we
Nice.
go.
Let's go.
Yeah, flanking Hydra for the win.
That's a comp right there. That's a thing. That's a way that you could play the game.
See, you just have to designate it which one's actually gonna go Slayer, which one's actually gonna go midline. Then you have a thing. So. See, whenever I end up with a backline thing like this, I know at least 2 of them are gonna play traditional. So I designate myself as the slaying frontline flanker, or the midline. So I'll play kind of in the middle between 2 of the shots. And what is it? Taryn and I had that thing with Splat Zone Snapper where we actually had 3 Dynamos and a Hydra. So I played Slayer mode, the other 3 played Paint Zone. And it was fun.
Everyone's talking about how Chad Devi is asserting herself as the Alpha Hydra.
Heck yeah. I know I'm not, but you know, I can prove my worth at some points and times, you know.
I mean, I'm glad you did something because I sure didn't.
I think I had to do things in order for you guys to move up, so
100%.
I had to assert dominance.
There will not be Yozai. Was there a raid that went through? I didn't see any notification.
There was earlier, yeah, I think so. Empire for Aaron?
Thank you, Empire, for Aaron. Really appreciate that. That was nice of you.
Another Hudra.
Ninja on
to
that.
Get alerts made.
Not on right.
So that I don't miss those.
Oh
weak.
my goodness.
Watch
Oh,
out.
this is a terrible push. I'm not
Rapids
going
on
for
the all of them are on the left.
that. They're all on like
though.
spinner, rotating back and forth. One
No,
dropped
it's
back,
two-
one's
Not
fight club,
not.
fight
two
club.
left.
Trade with not. Rapid's
fight
still on
club.
left.
Yeah, I can't move into that. Zap's weak coming up spinner. I got the Hydra.
There are a
Oh
couple
no,
in
there's a
mid.
rapid
Watch
on
spinner,
spinner.
spinner.
I'm dead.
Yeah, armored.
My greatest weakness has come to fight.
Rapid
Oh,
got me
snap.
from mid.
Got zap.
Rapid mid, rapid mid.
Oh,
Sharking.
wait a second, because one of them's gonna.
Oh,
push left
he
here.
got me.
Yep.
He ballered. Coming up on
no.
right.
Oh boy. I see you. Oh, Hydra,
Hydra-
dropped. Hello,
yeah.
friend. I don't have right.
Hydra jumped out.
Good.
Pushing rapid in mid.
Jumping on right. Got rapid.
Nice. One more right.
Oh, zap's on right. Yeah, I'm out.
Come here.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, not got me. Not ambushed. One's going their snipe too. I'm pretty sure Hydra's close by.
And
Jumped
not
out.
where I am. I should die. Yeah. Rapid is snipe. Jump into
Not
Debbie.
drop down. Oh, not weak. I'm sad.
Cactus, I'm directly behind you.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm
there's
about
three in
to.
mid. There's three in mid.
Oh,
You're alone,
boy.
ID.
I couldn't get around
Oh,
the
okay.
corner to jump out in time. Inner street. Oh no, that's a
That's a jet.
loading jet.
I can
Good
go
job
for the
getting out
plays.
there, though,
Shoot a
Wieners.
brush. I can go for the jump.
There's one on our snipe.
It's one shot.
I'm getting
Nice.
fall offed by the Hydra.
They armored. One's on our snipe.
I pushed it
Oh,
off.
Hydra's.
Oh my god, this is so
Hydra's
annoying.
one
I
shot
can't be
there.
anywhere.
Yep, got him.
Yeah, they have a lot of mid-range.
Yeah.
Like, we need to get control of mid so that they can't get on our spinner, because if the rapid's on our spinner, we're just stuck.
Yep.
Okay.
Knots up there with a friend. I got one.
Zap on me left.
Got zap.
Missling one on right.
Okay, Hydra's on their spinner and one's back right.
See if I can get Booyah ready. Alright, Booyah's ready.
Two on their snipe, both flatlings.
Smiling got me.
I'm going Booyah at snipe. He dropped left.
We're two
Watch
down
out,
already.
watch out.
Two left.
Oh, yeah, I got pinched by those.
I traded.
Ooh, that's a Hydra on left.
Ooh, we've got
We're
another
on left,
Igo Hydra.
scaffold.
Look at that. Someone throw a bomb up on the left here. Would be helpful.
Missling top left. There's
Thank
another one
you.
there with him.
Thank you very much.
I'm getting pushed off of spools.
I pushed the knot back. One knot's going up, spinner. They're one shot. There we go.
Got him. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Rapid in mid.
Oh, he ballered. I'm
Oh,
going into
dear.
Fight Club.
I got a point in. If we can get one clan, we have lead.
Oh, they're gonna prevent me from doing
Oh,
anything
they
like
were
that.
everywhere. Oh no, we
Oh,
did not
got
wanna-
it.
We did,
Ooh.
did. Oh my god, I was like, oh, we did not want to bring the pity.
Not on
Okay,
spinner.
There's 3 right. Hydra not. Oh, 2 went left. They're not in my.
Rapid's gonna try and flush me off a spinner.
Oh, it's
Got
Inkjet.
one.
Thank you.
Don't die, please.
Hydra's on the low right corner.
Inkjet jump is on left. I think I've got it. No, I don't. Oh, I did get it. Cool.
Nice, huge.
I'm painting mid. I don't know where Hydra is.
Hydra's left.
Okay.
With the
Booyah's
rapid.
almost ready.
I've got a flee.
We only have 5 clams.
Missling left.
I'm gonna follow
Got all the
Booyah.
clams.
There's going in for a scoring push left.
He ballard. He's down.
Nice.
I'm gonna guard it.
Rapid. Nautilus coming left.
Oh, God.
Nautilus left court. Nautilus picking it up.
Got
Nice.
not.
There's another one. Another 2. I got 1 in mid.
Whew.
Last one's left.
Spinner, spinner, spinner.
Nice.
Naut is going
Can't
for
pick
it.
up this clam.
Got him.
Oh, it's an
It's an
Inkjet.
Inkjet. They can't pick it
I'm
up.
gonna die to that. Got it. Oh, got
I've
Inkjet.
got my aim on it too. Gem beside you. There we go.
Yeah,
I
Nice.
think that was the Hydra.
it was the Hydra. There's nothing they were gonna do about that. Wow. I am amazed that they only scored that much. I was looking at the score like, wow, we've been losing all game, but they didn't actually capitalize on it.
As soon as they scored, they kept getting picked off by us, so our defense is pretty strong. Wieners, when I said bomb on left, you just come in and brush the Hydra out, and I'm like, okay, that works. It was great.
That was completely coincidental. I'm still having trouble processing everything that is
Well,
happened.
even if it was coincidental, it 100% worked and followed out what I said. Even if it wasn't a bomb, you were the bomb.
Yeah, I was on right spools when you called for that, so the most I could do was like missile it. I think we played this team already once.
We have. Because
Yeah.
the Charger Astra from Cold Coral was like, it's a fake Astra! And it's like, yes, yes it is.
To answer the question from way back how the games are going, they're going pretty well. Thank you, Aaron.
Charger Dynamo Dapples. Okay. Left side squeezer already pushing up pretty hard.
Okay, I'm gonna flank
Wall
mid.
hiding a bit.
Oh no, there's a charger watching mid. I'm not gonna flank.
Okay, so yes, and the Dynamo's watching on that right side there. Could be on the left now. Oh, there they are.
Dynamo's on
Right
right.
Oh,
corner.
Lily's charged me on left.
So's the
Charger's
Two
squeezer.
in
watching
ours.
me on
Yep.
right. Dynamo is watching here too. So I'm guessing they have
Trying to help
callouts.
you. Yeah,
Thank
they
you.
do. This is
I'm backed up.
I'm trying to back up, but I couldn't hit the right buttons. Charger moved up.
Oh, Dynamo
This
dropped.
is a
Ooh,
this
nice.
is a team doing callouts because I can tell that their mechanics are a little more advanced in some cases.
I have Booyah ready. I'm
The
gonna push off with that
squeezer's-
Booyah.
The squeezer's been strafing, so
They're bubbling left. I don't think that's gonna go anywhere though. I'm watching spinner.
I got Charger.
Okay, going in,
Or
going in. Dive,
squeezer,
dive,
not
dive.
Charger.
Got the Booyah. Oh, I barely lived. Oh, that's the baller.
Got Dynamo.
There we
One
go.
jumped. That's mid clear.
There's 4 clams below me.
Got
on
my
the
ball.
I've got 8. I'm going in
Charger's
for
up on
score.
the top left.
Missling basket. I should die, but yeah.
Oh, armor help, huge.
That's a good push already. We might just want to back up and stay safe.
I got 3 in. I'm out. There's
Nice.
3 on snipe. There's they literally just landed on top of my head as I jumped out. I was like, oh. Just put a mine here and a mine here.
Oh, I want the
Nice
bomb,
trade, nice
dude.
trade.
What do we
They're
got?
watching
Oh,
left.
Julie's
Careful,
on left.
Cactus. Back up, back up, back up.
Yep. Pain in my feet.
Charger move forward. Yeah, they did. Charger's on the backside of bridge.
Okay.
Oh, they're in mid now. They're in mid. They're hardcore watching mid now. Dynamo's beside it. Dooley's on the left. Oh, Charger's one shot.
Dooley's got me left. They're gonna stage a push from left, probably.
They're gonna try because
They've
they have
got
3
three
specials.
specials.
So here comes
There's
the
a
Booyah.
Booyah.
It's gonna come for snipe.
Watch
if
out
we're
for
all
other
here.
specials.
Yep, there's bubbles.
Oh dear.
There's a jumping on it.
Pretty sure.
Splash
there's-
down.
Oh,
Oh
splash
my
down.
god, that killed me?
Ow. Wow, yeah.
That
this
hitbox
bug.
is so dumb.
The bubbles also went off, so if you were in a place with the bubbles too, I think we were all going down there.
Yeah.
Because I died to the bubbles, not the splashdown.
Oh my lord.
Oh, I got snipes.
Charger on
Yep.
right.
I'm gonna see if I can try to deal with that. Yeah, I got no angle for it, but...
Charger ran away. There's one on left. Got him.
Nice.
Painting left, right side? This is right, yep. Watch their snipe.
Yep, mid.
That's
Yep,
where Charger is. There's armor.
Popping missiles. They're all on left.
Oh no.
Two down, nice.
Dynamo weak on me.
Delay's
Oh,
looking
I
at me
hit him
on
twice.
left.
No! I missed all of my shots. I'm so sad. I just could not turn my aim sideways, apparently.
Oh, they're charging me on left.
Yeah, someone pushed up really far on the left. 2 mid bridge.
All right, spinner will be unavailable. One's coming out
Okay,
left.
we've got
see
two
if I can
of us
booyah that
on
mid.
snipe. I can't take snipe right
I'm
now.
booyahing
That's
left.
me there. There's 2 left side, Charger and Squeezer.
Dynamo's on
one.
right with one other.
Shoot.
Charger's flushed out. They're gonna jump.
Yeah, there's 3 on the right side. They jumped in.
I want the bomb.
Nice.
Delay's
there's
backing up on
one-
right.
One left fight club.
I almost have armor. Here.
Looking at
Oh,
9
we double armored.
plans.
Got Dynamo. 2 on me.
Gotcha. I'm at 9. I'm gonna booyah. I'm gonna booyah off in
Oh,
mid.
no. No, I got Charger, but
Uh,
Squeezer right.
There's a bunch of clans below, but there are a lot of people there. Throw bombs and stuff.
You guys have a lot of clams to make a power. Okay, now we don't have a push.
That's my
Oh.
bad. Plant your feet.
Oh.
Let's go.
Oh my god.
Hang on. I got this.
Let's go!
Whoa.
I missed every shot there, but it's okay because we won the game.
I came in from the side with just enough clams to end the game. Like, oh my god.
Just rewatch your S Plus fit in. Thanks for the dating advice.
The one with the most dating advice definitely had to be the team one. That was funny.
21-29. That's not bad. That's not bad. How do you sign up for coaching? So that is a good question. Here is the Discord server. And if you go into this Discord server and DM me, I think my name is currently susgem, hashtag Amogus. Here's my little dude. If you DM me, we can get it all set up there. You know, I'll ask you all the questions about how we're going to get the footage, and we'll get it all worked out from there. But that's all you got to do. I'd be happy to help you out, get you on another edition of the show. We've got some openings pretty close in the near future, so should be able to get you up here pretty soon. Okay. So we'll start today with Wieners. I've got this one. Okay, yeah, this is Wieners. Boom. There. That should be it. And this is not at the correct timestamp because it's the beginning of this game. I was just watching it. There we go. All right.
So before you start, the biggest thing that changed is I don't use splashdown anymore. I learned the hard way that I can't use splashdown.
Splashdown is a little bit
It's not
disappointing.
easy.
There are a lot of ways that they could have made Splashdown viable, but they haven't done any of them. So right now it's just you're gonna get shot out if you end up having to use it. So yeah, that was a recommendation that I was going to make. We're using the standard Inkbrush, and I made my tier list recently. There's the VOD still up on YouTube, and I personally think it is the weakest brush, despite the fact that it has a lethal bomb, unlike most of the others. because the splashdown really doesn't do anything for it that it's not better off just trying to fight out with the main weapon. So the Inkbrush Nouveau with the Baller is a pretty good kit because Baller synergizes really well with it. It lets you go and put ink mines in really annoying places that only a brush could access, and it lets you have an extra life, basically. If you realize, oh, I'm getting pinned down right now, you just pop Baller, and within a second and a half or so, you're safe again, and you can just run away. So that's basically the way that you use Splashdown as kind of a panic option. That's your idea with Baller here. It just, you need to be a little bit preemptive. You need to see a little bit further into the future, like, okay, I'm about to not be safe, because you can be shot in the startup frames of Baller. Okay, so that takes care of that one piece of it. So it says rank S2, S+. Is this an S+ game? I don't think I checked. It's S+, yeah. Okay. Yes. So this is S+ Splat Zones on Manta Maria. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the rollout plan here. What you want to do at the beginning of the game, because this is the only time in the entire game where nobody has an advantage, and so it's extra important to optimize your way out onto the map to have an advantage when you get there. One of the ways you can get an advantage is by getting to mid faster. If you get there first and you just get to cap the zones for free, like, that's a way that you can just kind of outskill a lower level team and immediately be scoring. That's not realistic in a lot of cases, but you always want to be getting to mid pretty quickly so that the other team can't do that to you. What you do here is you play kind of like a support player will play. So if you're playing like Permanent Inkbrush, I totally understand this play, and this makes a lot of sense. Because Permanent Inkbrush is going to farm for special at this point. Oh, also, let me know if audio is a little loud. The YouTube video is sounding a little bit loud on my end, so I want to make sure it's not completely drowning me out on stream. Last team you fought was my comp team. Oh, hey! Your comp team was really close. That was a scary match. So tell them GG's, Lynn. Anyway, audio is good. Thank you, Diana. Appreciate it. So, like, if you're playing an armor support, for example, this is a really common play. You see a lot of NZAPs and juniors do this, where they just take the first few seconds to farm for armor, so that, okay, yeah, maybe their opponents are able to cap the zones first, but then you have the special first, and you're able to win a fight, and you're able to keep the zones for way longer. That makes a lot of sense. The thing is, Splashdown is a weak enough special that it's not necessarily going to help you keep the zone. So what's going to happen in all likelihood is the other team, since they have 4 players pushing the zone and your team only has 3 right now, the other team has a better chance of being able to get the zones capped, and then you're playing with a little bit less territory controlled on the map from the start. So I would recommend on a brush especially, instead, to be rushing into mid, and not necessarily exactly mid where you're visible, but rush straight to this flank route. Because you end up going here eventually, but what's going to happen if you don't go there quickly is someone's probably going to be watching this from cut. Like, if the 96 player is just watching this from, let me highlight the place, because you probably don't know the map callouts. So, like, this spot right here is a really easy spot for something like a 96 to stand and just laser anything in this range right here. And unless your backliner were to go hard right, they wouldn't be able to do anything about it. So they would just have free reign there. So the way that you counter that is just by getting here first, by getting there as quickly as possible. Now, it just so happens that your teammates happened to get a 2-for-1 trade on the left-hand side over here, which is awesome, which means that you'll be able to cap the zones, and they, not that they didn't need you, but like they were able to get something done and gain an advantage without your play having to put pressure on the enemy team. But if that doesn't happen, if this is still the typical fight that's going to happen, the other team could potentially cap the zones during this time. The other team could potentially fight in a 4v3 situation, noticing that you're not there, and win a fight that way. And if you go for the flank now, it's more likely, I don't think they end up watching it in the end here, but it's more likely that someone is in position and ready for this flank and watching for it. So you want to just go to this quickly. So you're up over the top, and this is a really good play to make because if a backliner is up here and not watching, you get a pretty easy pick, and I think that does end up happening later on in the match. You want to be a little bit careful if somebody is watching this. Like, what you'll see a lot of the time in X rank is someone sits on this wall, sees where you're coming from, and then hops up and lasers you, realizing that you're an Inkbrush and you don't have the range to hit them. So that's one thing to be concerned about. Again, if the 96 were up here on the wall, that would be something to be worried about. Right now, you're in a pretty good position because the enemy team went 2 down in that fight, and you've got control of the zones for the most part. What I would be looking to do right now is actually control their street, control this area right here. The enemy team basically has 2 ways out of base, and I'm going to drop back and use Sendu's plans feature for just a second to show how this is going to work on this map. I'm not going to go full, YouTube video mode on this, but want to get Manta Maria and zones and top down. There we go. Okay. Also, I just realized that I am not streaming this to Discord at the moment, which is probably a little bit confusing, so I am going to...
Oh, no, it's fine. It's not too delayed on my end.
Okay, cool. Well, there it is now, so you can see it the better way. All right. So the enemy team basically can come out either this way or they can come out this way. I consider this right here to basically just be an extension of coming out over bunker. Because if you have their bunker, they can't get here. They're just completely shut out of this angle if you've got a dude standing right here. They've got to deal with that one way or the other. So these are the 2 ways that they're going to come out, and the safest way for sure is here, because this is some high ground that your team does not have very easy access to. But what you can do as the brush in this position, where your team generally has control, is you can take a position here, or rather, let's back that up. You can take a position here, and what this lets you do is shut down that one way out. Now your E-leader can just watch the top side, and they don't have a really great way in. They have to kind of funnel in or push in with specials or something. It's a lot easier for them to deal with if they know that there's a scary brush sharking right here, waiting to just delete anybody who tries to hop over the wall or come out from this way. So that is a really good position for a brush to be, because you can hit up over the top of cover, and because you can, work right up against this wall, and somebody who comes over you, you have the advantage in the fight against them. That's a really good spot for you to shark. And also, right now, we don't know for sure, going back to the game, that your team is totally going to win on the left. They haven't capped the zone yet. One thing you could do right now is be pushing up the street here, painting it up, of course, but also, if you had gone into street, you would come up behind the bloblobber, and they probably wouldn't have suspected it. Whereas now, they're, looking out at the zone, they realize, oh, there's somebody over to my left in my peripheral vision. You come up behind them, they don't see that. All right, so we actually do see the roller on the left, and I think you noticed that, but you see they're trying to roll you over, you splash down to get them away, and it's just, oh, nice, you actually do get them. So you're in a 1v2 situation, and you get a trade. That's not terrible. The roller is probably the... not going to have the easiest time splatting the splashdown, especially if they were already so close to you. They'd have to, jump backwards and, vertical flick upwards, and I don't know if that does enough damage yet because you have armor. There's a lot that would have to go right for them, so definitely not the worst case scenario here, but I think you do get a little bit more out of it if you just splat the bloblobber from behind, because the bloblobber is a big painting weapon. Taking it out of play makes it so the enemy team isn't going to be able to paint on the zone. Now, that's not to say that you knew the bloblobber was there, but that is a position where they're likely to be. You're a lot more likely to find something like the Charger up on top, and maybe the 96 or something, but a lot of the time, midline weapons like to be in this corridor here because they get access to the right zone, and they can use their range to keep the other team off it. Anyway, you cause a good enough disruption, the Blob Lobber is forced to put paint off the zone, and so your team is able to cap it for at least the time being. Unfortunately, you are now 2 down. And again, we're painting on our way out. We've talked about this before, but I think, honestly, at this point in the game, it's better to leave that paint for someone with a more impactful special, because you can get into positions where it's difficult for your teammates to get and get paint from there. But like a Mini, for example, they're a little bit more of a supportive play style, and it might be helpful if they need, you know, some missiles to get you guys in a clutch moment, to have access to the rest of your base to paint when they spawn back in.
So as Brush, I probably shouldn't do this.
The painting, you know, as much as you did, probably not. First thing I would do is look to see if there are any safe jumps, and make sure they're very, very safe, because your team is in a 2v4 right now, effectively. So you don't want to jump into something that the opponents are going to be able to see in the next 5 seconds. But jumping in is ideal. Running in with the brush, or maybe painting a little bit just to get a little bit closer to special. Because, like, look at how close you are to special already. You haven't at all engaged the enemy team. You don't need that special, because when you start engaging, you're going to be painting more anyway, and you're going to get that special charge just by dealing with enemy ink and stuff like that. I do like that you're looking left, and I do like that you're respecting the roller's range advantage over you there. You did see a flick on the left out of the corner of your eye there, and then they dropped behind your charger. Your charger went down to the roller behind you. Okay, so this is something that probably completely escaped you as it was happening, but right there. You see the roller flick, and you can only see that roller flick if it's already jumped across, which means it's gonna be pushing here. And especially knowing that you have your E-leader in this position, the roller wins that every time. So you want to maybe help your charger deal with that. Maybe drop a bomb. Pretend like you weren't looking, and drop a bomb where the roller's gonna drop, or maybe try to brush up over the top of the wall, and maybe that would be a way to clear it out. But one thing that I think I want to talk about this a little bit later, but I want to talk a little bit about camera control. So this splashdown play in a vacuum is not a bad idea at all. It's one of the best ways to use splashdown, to use it from height, because it makes it harder for opponents to shoot it out of the air. The only thing that could have hit you here was the E-leader. Unfortunately, the E-leader was on the left. If you do this in X-Rank, I almost guarantee you that E-leader hits this shot and just takes you out of the sky. So that's something to think about. Whenever there's a charger, make sure that a play like this is happening out of its line of sight, or like out of its range, or something like that. Because I can totally. There are a bunch of chargers I know who are snapping up to hit that and hit it more often than they don't. But generally, not a bad plan at all. You get a pick with it, which is awesome. Wait, do you get the roller? Oh yeah, because the roller. Okay, so what happens is the roller picks your charger, right? You can actually see them right here. They pick your charger, and then I guess they were trying to drop down after you, but they were mid-air, and so they just got splashdowned to death, and that's how you get this pick. That's funny. You actually dealt with the roller in the end anyway. Right now, you're in a 2v3, so I guess you stand a chance of potentially neutralizing the zone, but I would be worried that the opposing team is going to start pushing up and taking advantage of the fact that they have numbers advantage in this position. So let's see what they do. Oh, and that I think is where I want to talk about this. So right now, you're looking at your camera. You're facing pretty close to straight down on the ground.
Okay.
And
so let me stop you really quickly, because this is a problem that I know that I have. I wanted to ask you about this.
Okay.
I have really piss poor camera control, right? Like I'm always like I reset to neutral whenever I respawn, right? But then over the course of the game, I start gradually looking more down and down, and I don't notice it until it's too late. Like right here, I'm not noticing it like let's say I'm playing, right? I don't know how to keep my camera in a better neutral position. Rather, like my hand positioning is where I'm struggling.
Okay, so your hand positioning keeps drifting downward?
Yeah, it keeps drifting downward, and again, I don't notice it until it's far too late.
Elgato, hello. I'm, the capture card should be on. What happened there? That was weird. Okay, so my hand positioning, can I scooch this down and people see my lap? There we go. So my hand position is mediated by my wrists actually sitting on my thighs while I play. That's personally how I do it. And this is kind of my neutral position. And I can still tilt it down between my legs if I need to aim down at something. But it's most comfortable for me to have my wrists straight forward. So I get it to the most comfortable position for my wrists to be in, where I want my neutral to be. And then I'm doing this double tap thing on the Y button. So I'm aiming a little bit high, and then, there. So aim a little bit low, press Y, aim a little bit high, and press Y. And now I'm at where I want it to be neutral. That's a little habit that I've picked up because I like my aim being just a little bit on the... I think it's just a little bit off the line from where it normally gives you. So, and in the middle of a game, like anytime that you have a free moment, anytime you need to make a little adjustment with that double tap thing, again, it's a little bit down, a little bit up, and then you should be good and neutral. But to illustrate why this is an issue for those who don't understand why looking down at the camera is an issue. First of all, let's look at how this paints. So I'm just going to look straight ahead and paint, and it looks like this. And now I'm going to look down a little bit and paint. Basically cuts my range in half. So right now, you know, when we switch back to the video, we see that we're painting the zone. And we will actually paint the zone faster with looking straight ahead at eye level than we will looking straight down. So that's one thing that the camera control will cause. Now, a lot of people, you know, get in the habit of like trying to paint down because they want to paint their feet. Thing is, look at what happens on my second swing. My feet actually just get painted right away on the second swing. So you don't actually have to worry about painting your feet looking down to do it. The brush will just automatically do that on the second flick. And you get a little bit more distance out of it if you... My goodness, the damage on this thing. And you get a little bit more distance out of it if you jump. So... Now that is actually the least of the problems, I think. The painting and the weapon range, like... I think you're doing okay in combat. You're getting your camera back up to where it needs to be when it's time to fight, or at least jumping to compensate a little bit for how far it's going down. I don't think that's causing you as much grief right now. The painting might have made a slight difference in this engagement. I don't think it ended up doing that. What's actually causing you the biggest issue is that you can't see from that position. So like if I'm looking here, I can see, I'll draw a little line. I can see maybe like this much. Yeah, that's a pretty good outline of what I can see. If I can turn the camera up though, look at how far away I can see opponents from. I can see them from all the way over there. I can see them from all the way up there. And from down here, in some cases you actually have less peripheral vision too. Like this, from here I can see a little bit further around the corner than I can if I do this. You're just cutting off, I don't know what the camera term is. It might be field of view or something like that. Somebody who knows the Rocket League specs can correct me on that stuff. But so it's making it so that you're not seeing information that would be helpful to you in that position. And that, I think, is one of the big reasons that there are some situations where you're getting caught off guard. Like that roller, for instance, that we didn't see earlier. I think with slightly different camera control, we might actually see them a little bit more easily. But like right now, I don't know where the enemy E-leader is. So pushing left around this column, for all I know, they're ready to peek this. You know, I don't know where the blob's pushing up to. I know that there's enemy paint in front of me, and so I know that there's a little bit of danger there, but if we tilt the camera back a little bit, we're going to be able to spot where they are, and we're going to be a little bit less scared right now. So now we're seeing blobs coming off from this side, so the blob is standing in the same place that they've been standing for the last minute and 20 seconds. So we opt to... We show ourselves over on that side, and then you decide better of it, and I think that's wise. I think rushing the blob down there... I could see it working against some blobs, but that's kind of disrespecting their aim. It's kind of like expecting them to misplay it if you're going for that. Okay, so now we've got it established that the charger is over here. Not the worst idea at all to just come and flank this right away. And here is where camera control might have helped you. You saw for a very short amount of time here, right there, right as you move the camera away a little bit, you actually see this jump point, but it's being blocked by the heads-up display. And if you've got your camera tilted back a little bit, the heads-up display is not in the way, and you have longer to see this player. And it is a splashdown, which, like, most of the time you approach this situation, you kill the charger and then you kill the jump. But if you see the jump a little bit earlier, one of the first things that you should always check if you're going to scout a jump is, wait, there's a splashdown weapon in this game. Does he have the splashdown? Oh crap, he has the splashdown. And to watch out for that. It takes a little while to develop the presence of mind to go through that entire process of, there's a jump, is there a splashdown weapon? Does that splashdown weapon have special? That's 3 steps that you need to go through in your head while you're moving up there and focusing on other things. So that takes a little while to develop, but that is the one way that you would have had a little bit more warning, is if you had your camera tilted back enough to be able to see that in time. I don't really even see... I guess they fire a shot and then swim forward right away. I actually do not see what happens to the E-leader here. They must swim forward.
He jumps to the right.
Jump to the right, okay. But that's just kind of unfortunate. Like, that'll happen. There's a way to know about it, but it's tricky, and it's going to take a while before you have the entire awareness skill set established to be able to avoid that kind of play. Whew, lucky the E-leader didn't snipe you there. And again, like, we're going in with not that much information. It's more of a thing with shooter weapons because shooters are more directional, but anytime you put out paint around cover that, you know, the enemy can see from the other side, think about it as announcing your intention to swim there. Because smart, especially X-rank players, will see paint going down in this direction if you've got like a straight line firing weapon, and they'll just pre-fire on that line and see if you swim into their shots. So that's something to be a little careful about. Like, granted, you're painting the zone, but what I would do once you get control of the zone, before you try and swim around, is push straight up to this piece of cover, tilt your camera back and look around in both directions and see where there might be someone to attack. Because who knows, maybe there's a blobber standing right here that you could just pop around the corner and delete before the E-leader can do anything. Maybe the E-leader starts looking someplace else and you have an opportunity to run up to them. But collect the information from behind cover where you're safe before exposing yourself to a shot like that easily could have taken you out if they had had slightly better aim. So there again was like painting at your feet, although in that situation, I don't think it makes that big of a difference. You're just retreating anyway. This is a situation where I would probably be trying to reset my camera because you're down as low as you are now. Okay, so we're going for this flank again. I do like the way that you played that. So again, what I'm thinking is like the Blob Bobber has been here the entire game so far. Like they have not moved from this spot as far as we've seen. So I would probably try approaching from street at this point, if not earlier. Reason being, like if you drop over the edge, you actually don't have the range to hit someone who backs into this corner yet. Now you find a way to play around that, fortunately. I think actually aiming higher, you might have slightly more range. You might have hit him with 1 or 2 more flicks, but I think you do still need the splashdown to survive this. What I might do... Let me see how many times you've gotten hit on the way up. You're swinging at them. Okay. If the plan is to splash down initially, and it looks like this is an improvisation, and it's a good improvisation, but if the plan is to splash down, I might jump just a little bit further out so that I get the lethal radius into the corner. But you play it well, because at this point, they can't see where you are, so you just strafe to one side, they miss their shot, you finish them off. That's really good. But if they guess correctly into the splashdown, that's the only way that that could have gone wrong. And so that's what you want to be careful about. Ideally, you're just getting the pick immediately with the splashdown instead of having to follow up. Works out. At this point, with 2 of them down, I almost feel like I'd rather have you just take their street and let your teammates push up and cap the zone for you. In X rank, that's definitely the play. In S+, they might not be as aware of the zone. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. But right now, what could be happening, for example, is you could be already in the enemy pit. You could, so let me show you where that is on the map. So you were here. You chose to go this way. In that same time, you could already be down here. And you could maybe run up around here and take out the E-leader, because this is a position that they seem to be taking a lot. You could run up to here and maybe shark, or you know, you could shark here. This is another good place so that you shut down this angle. There are some really annoying brush things that you can do by pushing into the enemy base, and you're not the best weapon on the team to be just painting the zone, because after you're done painting the zone, it's like, great, now what? I'm out in the middle with no cover. Everybody knows where I am, you know. Players who are spawning in can now see me from here. Players who are coming from this way now have range on me. I haven't, like, pushed the enemy team back any further by coming back and grabbing the zone. So in a competitive setting for sure, and at X rank for sure, I would want you, instead of coming back for the zone, to just push into the base and be more of a nuisance. Coming back around here, and we're seeing there are blobs coming out from this direction, so that's something to think about. Like, oh, I win against the blob if I get close to it. Let's see if we can get close to it by just hugging some walls. This fight right here actually is what I was talking about earlier. If something does get up on this wall and outranges you, this might actually be trouble. I think you get unlucky here because they pop armor. Seeing that this guy pops armor is probably the cue to me, like, ooh, I don't think I want this, because now you need to hit 5 swings instead of 4. Is it? I think. Yeah, I think you only need 5, because you do 30 and armor gives 30, so that puts them at exactly 100 left, and then yeah, okay, so it should be just 5. But you need to hit an extra shot, and all of their weapons outrange you, effectively. Like, the roller at short range doesn't outrange you, but with the vertical flick, if it jumps backwards, it can kite you a little bit. And the issue with the brush is that it can't walk and shoot at the same time, which means that it moves a lot more slowly while firing, and starting to shoot is a really big commitment. So the one thing that the brush does have going for it here is that if you realize that the fight is going badly, like, oh, they have armor, or oh, they have range on me, this is a scary situation, what you can always do is, and I don't think I see you doing this, but I want to show it off just in case. And you might know what I'm about to show you, but if you're firing and you realize, oh, this is a bad fight, I'm not hitting anything, you can just hold ZR instead of like releasing it again and run away straight out of that. And that's gonna be like your fastest disengage. What I realize you can do is hit 3, darn it, 1, 2, 3, and then bump them. And occasionally that's actually a combo, which is hilarious to me. But so that sort of idea that you transition directly from flicking to rolling without like letting go of the button, that's kind of your fastest escape route in a situation where you don't like the fight you're in. Like, after having missed that many shots, you know, I'm hitting them and then I stop hitting them. You have to assume as the brush, this is probably because they've backed away from me. And now I'm in a position where they have the advantage and I need to get out. And that's something the brush is very good at doing. It's just a matter of recognizing that situation, you know, fast enough that a 96 gal doesn't take you out. And it is a very fast kill time, so don't necessarily blame you for not disengaging in quite that amount of time. Alright, so we super jump back in. Nice, safe super jump. And we're going up here again. For the first time, the Bloblobber is actually taking that position, and now they find out why it's a bad idea for them to be taking that position. So this right here, you can see the blue line, the blue circle against your color ink. There is an ink storm going down here. And you are still standing inside it, and there are a couple of visual cues. One is that circle that I showed you. Another is that you see these little ink splatters on the side of the screen. They're starting to creep up on you. You're taking damage. And it's important to kind of have a subconscious response to taking damage, to the screen starting to cloud up like this, to the audio cue that you're taking damage. Because otherwise you might sit in something like an ink storm for longer than you need to, when what you could have done is backed up the tiniest bit, gotten outside of the ink storm, waited 2 seconds, and then made this same exact play and gotten this pick clean instead of trading for it. I think part of why you're doing this is that you're close to being able to cap the zone, and so you're trying to just make sure you have control of it for the next, 18 ticks, which was like 12 seconds or something like that. But if you go down on the zone, you paint the zone for your opponent. It looks like you don't end up having that much of an impact as such. But if, the Bloblobber hits you with one blob, or like the roller hits you from really far away with a vertical flick, like you could just get rid of all of your team's paint on the zone from right here if you get splatted. So I would be thinking maybe try to get to this wall, or try to get backwards away from the rain and then zip around like a brush. Do something to preserve your life a little bit in this situation, and see if you can't make more out of it than a 1-for-1 trade and losing the zone. So at this position, your opponents should retake the zone. Yeah, okay, they do. So now we've got a bit of a penalty to work through. Oh, cool. 2 of them go down. I didn't even see how that happened, but good job, teammates. And here we go for this flank. At X-rank level, people are going to start expecting this flank. You've done it, I think, 5 times now.
Yeah.
So just like that Bloblobber where I was pointing out, yeah, they've gone there every time so far. People will start developing that pattern recognition, and so you will want to mix it up once you start getting towards that level. But so far, nobody has really had a great effective response to it. They've mostly just like gotten lucky in the way that they have stopped you from pushing bunker. So I don't know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So we see that there's a blob down here, and I think you're trying to jump out and attack them. It's probably a reflex for you to jump before you swing, because that's what gives you more movement as a brush. If you're going off a ledge, though, you can actually just swim off the ledge and use that airborne movement instead. The reason that I would say not to jump off a ledge is that it keeps you in the air for longer, and being airborne, you're on the most predictable trajectory you can be in Splatoon. It's really easy to figure out exactly where you're going to land when you go airborne, as opposed to when you're on the ground and you can zip around a little bit more. So generally, with few exceptions, if you're going to go off a ledge, just swim off a ledge. And even then, that's still going to give you enough movement through the air that, you know, swinging the brush and everything, it's still going to work out for you. So you realize, oh, wait, I don't know where this player is, and you splash down defensively to clear some space. Not a bad idea. You're not at an angle that's really easy to cancel you. You take away that corner from them, so now even if you're just going to run away after this, they have to work on pushing you out instead of being able to just occupy the corner again. So that's not too bad. If I were backing up there... Oh, okay, you're going to go around and try to do this. Oh, no? Okay. So, do you remember your thinking behind your movement as you're moving backwards here? Like, what's your goal right now? Are you trying to just run away from the blob and get another position in mid? Are you trying to paint the zone again? Like...
So I've changed the way that I've approached Splat Zone since this game, but in this game in particular, around this time, I always gravitated back toward objectives, even in situations where it wasn't partially safe. In this case, I thought it was, so I just went for it, right? As Brush, I thought my role was to make sure that the zones were taken, right? This is before I realized, oh no, I have to play an annoying role as Brush. So here, gotcha. I'm just gravitating back toward the zone.
That makes sense. And I like that you take this position then, because this gives you cover from the blob walking back around the corner. So that's generally pretty good thinking. This is another place where the camera controller really gets you. I have no idea where this roller comes from, because, goodness, it's like... Right now, this looks like enemy ink, and then all of a sudden, roller, mid-flick. Like, this is such a jump scare. And you see this coming a lot easier if your camera is not turned like this. If your camera were up, you'd see this player coming for sure. Unless they have, like, Ninja Squid, but even then you could potentially spot it out. And what you could be doing also is seeing that, oh, hey, there's enemy ink here. Maybe I should drop a bomb here just to make sure that there's nobody there, you know? But as such, there's just no warning at all. Like, that spooked me when I watched that the first time. All right. Jumping in there is a little bit risky, I think. Because you're 2 down right now. This is a 2v4 situation. So the 2 players that are remaining here... They're okay. One of the players is off on the flank, and you have some reason to believe that they're not going to be there in time. But this is still a 2v3 situation, and what you should expect to happen with, you know, strong opponents is that they're going to see that they have an advantage, and they're going to try and push these 2 players, knowing that these 2 players don't have a lot of space to back up, and that might get you in trouble if you're jumping to them right away, especially with how close the blue ink is to them right now. It turns out that it works because your E-leader gets a pick on this player who would have been trying to make that push, and so that makes them think twice. But if the E-leader doesn't get that pick, I don't think that's very safe. And I don't think, because you're spamming it before they get that pick, I think that you're not processing that all the way through with the risk assessment on the jump. Now there's a roller behind you. Good job, you know, responding to that. Your teammates had you covered, but I'm glad that you turned around to look for it, to make sure that, you know, if that roller was still there, you were ready to deal with it. So, good reaction. I think I, like, spotted that slightly earlier than you did, but not by that much. Yeah, it's right there that I see it, I think. Yeah, there you go. Good job, good job. So yeah, right now you're focusing on the zone. I think if you're going to try and paint the zone from this position, what might actually help you more is, and I know this isn't your game plan anymore, but just like positioning-wise, if you're going to be trying to paint this area, I think trying to stand on the zone is a lot less safe than maybe trying to get over here behind this corner where you have cover. And from here, you can also threaten the enemy plat. And players who try to contest you are left side peeking. So even though, you as a brush don't really care that much about right side peek, your opponents do care about left side peeking. And so that would be a slightly stronger position to paint it from, slightly safer position, but that's a nitpick. Especially since you're not going to be doing that anymore. When you come up over the edge, recognize that from here, the opponents are most likely to be out on the edges of this bunker. If somebody's sitting back on bunker, they don't have an angle on anybody else. So if you start swinging from here, you're going to hit basically everywhere on bunker except where they're probably going to be, which is this corner or right here or right at the edge on the wall. Because you just don't have the weapon range to actually reach those places. And so starting to fire from right here with specifically the Inkbrush might actually function more as warning shots than clearing the area. You might want to get over the edge and then start swinging once you've taken 2 steps forward. Because if they didn't see you going up over the wall, they're not going to see you as you take 2 more steps. You've got just a little bit of time before they notice, oh, wait, there's something behind me. Ooh, I like this flank. I like this flank. This is kind of the annoying rat sort of position that you want to be taking. Now, this is a little bit tricky because you need to get in range, but you do use the splashdown once again to be able to get rid of the blob. I'm actually surprised they're... They run out of ink there? Is that what happens? Yeah, I think they run out of ink. I think they actually could have killed you with that last slosh that they had there. Let's back that up for a second. So that's their last slosh. Oh. Huh. Okay, so the animation just kind of keeps going back and forth? No, I think they just run out of ink there. Yeah, they ran out of ink. So they actually could have put, if they had good aim, they could have put a full line of shots over the top of you here and splatted you with that. I think if it takes this long before you're able to get in range, from right here where you notice you're missing, now you need to roll the brush a little bit to the left. You will tank a shot or 2 from the blob, but you will not tank the whole set of 4 blobs. And the next one will probably miss, and that will get you enough time to zip in there and get rid of them. There, you kind of just luck out that they didn't manage to ink well enough. So now you know that the E-leader is over here, and you're seeing the laser, but you already know because they retreated that way. Be careful about taking this sightline. If you're going to approach this guy, you want to use the wall for cover and maybe kind of drop down, use this wall for cover, and then zip around the corner. Makes it a lot harder for them to hit their shot. I don't hate the idea of throwing a bomb either. I definitely would not want to be on the zone, though, because they have line of sight on you, and if you die here, you paint the zone for them. This is a really good pick. You come up the wall, and you're hearing 96 cal shots. And you see, oh, there's a dude here. Let's stop that from happening. You're probably fine with the E-leader because the E-leader is going to take a second to charge, and so at this point, you're just trying to make them miss shots. Although, a little bit of a nitpick here. Instead of jumping and then firing like this, you've already got this area painted. At this point, you want brush down and to be rolling. You need maximum maneuverability to make the charger shots miss. Jumping can help. But the thing with jumping is that on the way down, you're more predictable. You're less predictable on the way up, but you're more predictable on the way down. And a patient charger probably hits the shot if you just jump and they aim it where you're going to land. Whereas, so like right there, they totally had an opportunity to hit the shot and they just kind of missed. But if you had the brush down, it would have been a lot easier to kind of go, oh, no, I'm going this way. No, I'm going this way. Around and make it a little bit more difficult. Right now, though, you win the game because you've cleared out the only player who is trying to paint the zones. And so even if you're just distracting the E-leader, even if the E-leader gets the pick there, you probably still win. And that's awesome. So overall, keep working on camera control because I know that's something that you talked about as being a problem. One of the ways that you can work on that is by trying a different posture while you sit and hold your controller. Another thing can be working on using the Y button more to recenter your camera. Second thing I would say is roll more with the brush, especially when opponents are looking at you. So anytime you're missing shots, put the brush down and roll. Anytime you're out of range in a fight and you're trying to get in range, roll with the brush. And finally, we already mentioned, playing like a paint support. But that was one of the things in this game that you can definitely optimize a little more and play more for the flanks. And I think, once you start playing more like a rap, once you start getting more deep into their base, you're going to be playing a lot more aggressively, and you're going to be pushing them back a lot more successfully than you were in this game. Do you have any questions for me?
No, you were very thorough with this VOD review. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy to help. So, Cactus, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yep.
All right. So let's get going. We'll try and be a little bit faster than we were with that last one, just for the sake of time, but I'll still cover it, as thoroughly as it deserves. So you don't luck out with this comp. This comp is really, really paint hungry. The Dynamo's fine at painting, but it's not going to paint like super consistently or steadily. Then you've got... Oh, wait, is that a Flingza? Okay, never mind. The Flingza's going to paint okay. Shoot, why did I think this was a Carbon Deco? Is that a Carbon Deco? Hold on. No, that is a Carbon Deco. That's a Carbon Deco. So yeah, it's not going to paint very much at all, and you're not going to paint very much at all. You've got a Neo Sploosh, which, okay, it's going to paint, but it's going to paint some random corner of the map and just spam missiles the whole game. So you've got to be really careful about where you push in, because you're not going to have a lot of paint support with you as you take fights. So now I say that, and let's see what we do here. Jumping off this rail, let's think about this for a second. There's no paint of your own in front of you. You didn't even paint a line in front of yourself because you were on the rail, and you didn't have to paint for yourself to get there. So this is all empty turf, and you're hopping off the rail, which is going to put you in the air for a very long amount of time, make you very vulnerable, and now you're going to land on all of this enemy ink. And the reason that we did this was that an opponent ended up being in our range for a second or two before backing up because they painted as they were falling down from the rail. Because they hit the ground first, they have advantage here because they can move through along the ground. They could be rushing you if they were like the Dapple Doolies or something. They could get underneath you in this time. Jumping off the rail is definitely not the play here. You want to play a lot more defensively off this rail. The most that you get here is a 1-for-1 trade, and that's if you hit your shots, which you don't. And you get Toxic Misted here. Smart player recognizes that you're Toxic Misted, has object permanence, comes and cleaves you out. And I think it's actually Tugster, yeah. I think this is this Ty or is this a different person? I forget. This is Teuster and Tugster. Maybe they're teammates or something. I don't know, but I've seen them around. They're, competitive players, so they have the object permanence to go and chase you down in that spot and take you out. So the key thing that I'm going to be repeating as we go through this is just because they're in your weapon range does not mean you have an advantageous fight against them. It does not mean you should necessarily go and push them. This was a situation where your trigger is somebody is in my range, therefore do the most aggressive thing possible and go for that pick. And what ended up happening was they had the time to disengage and get out of range, and you landed yourself in a position where there was no way out except to jump, and you didn't even have time to jump. So your team actually takes control of the tower and gets 2 picks. So this ends you up in a 2v2 position ultimately, although your teammate is pushed up way in front of you. So yeah, I was worried that was going to happen. They're basically in a 2v1 at that point. So Now, unfortunately, because of the bomb you threw to try and help them, they know where you are, and they also know that you're not in position to defend the first checkpoint. I think from here, let's take a look at the position you're looking at right now. Because, yeah, your team is pushing the tower. I don't have a lot of faith that the tower is going to stay pushed. Look at how much paint they have on the enemy side here. That's a Dynamo who's frontlining. They died trying to pop a Booyah Bomb to keep themselves alive. I don't think that this Carbon is long for this world if they stay there. And the best thing you can do for the Carbon, actually, is to push from a flank angle so that they get their opponent's backs. So I would actually prefer to be on the left-hand side right now. You're probably going to the beacons, but the enemy is probably going to have control of the tower. They're probably going to be pushing it to the left. And now that you're out here on the right side, what ends up happening is you're just not able to do anything about the tower until it's like already at checkpoint. And that's if you push up into mid. And you don't want to push up into mid right now. They're 3 up and you're only 1 up. You do push up into mid because somebody's in your attack range. But then you immediately realize, oh wait, this is not a good situation because this is, I think, a Flingza roller that sees you there. Yeah, that's a Flingza. And they hit up over this dome really easily. I don't have line of sight on them. They don't need line of sight on me to hit me. This is a bad situation. They saw me shooting. You're probably shooting too much at it as it is. That probably could have been a vertical flick that killed you right there. I fault the Flingza for you not dying rather than saying that you outskilled that position. So they still know you're here. And another thing is that in all of this time that you've been fighting in mid, you still haven't won yourself the ability to have any control over the objective. What could have happened right now is we could have like retreated back to the left-hand side, maybe take the block back and be shooting at them over window or around window from the right. But what's happening is you're allowing yourself to be zoned out. And so the objective is allowed to push freely up until the point where it gets into your range. Well, funny story about that. The roller knows that you're on this right side, and they've known that you're there for a while. So they just kind of come up and delete you. And I think you're responding to them here, but like if you're trying to like worry about them, because like anytime that you see a roller flicking, as a general rule of thumb, you have to think, am I safe if the roller is currently at the furthest extent of the paint that they flicked out? Because that's about how far they can typically go. You should expect for there to be a roller right here. They're not going to be there right immediately, but by the time you react to it, they're going to be here. So the first thing I would do is try and pre-fire this angle. The second thing I would want to do is get behind this block if I think that this player could potentially push me, and right side peek it instead of being right here. Because from this position, you don't have quite the best camera angle to see around the corner, whereas if you had gotten a little bit further left, you could see around the corner earlier, and you could also, you know, get cover from them, right side peek, and hope that they whiff or something. But this is a good aggressive play on their part. They're recognizing that you are not responding to the immediate threat. A lot of times, like, the smart play is not to push here because you could have responded to the immediate threat, but I think they're recognizing that you're not going to, and they're taking advantage of that. So things we could have done. Number one, not position on the right side of the map when you're going to be at disadvantage, because you can go to the left side of the map and have access to the tower. 2, not make yourself known in mid once you realize that you're the only one up. 3, not drop down off of bunker, putting yourself in range of the foil Flingza here. 4, start to angle so that you can see this corridor better. Because if you get right side peek and just fire in this direction, you're pre-firing no matter how close to you they decide to push. And you can definitely win this 1v1 if you're ready for that push to happen. So that's all of the different things that I'm thinking about that engagement. All right. Throwing the bomb there. I guess maybe you're worried that somebody's trying to push over to the left. I don't see any evidence that anyone's pushing over to the left. I think the only paint that gets put there is from the bomb rush, We see 2 players out in front of the tower. I think they're worried more about gaining control of the tower or backing up because your teammates are pushing them. So here's why I say this. The bomb there is a good idea if you think someone's going to push around the corner. But if they're not going to push around the corner, you're burning a lot of your ink tank that you could be using to paint. And I think that you're really just focused on painting there. Throwing a bomb is not the most efficient method of painting, especially on this weapon that runs out of ink really, really quickly. You need to be very deliberate about when you throw bombs so you don't run out of paint. And you couldn't paint the rail because you ran out of ink. Case in point. So once again, we're taking this position. I think it is probably a better idea to try and take window since the tower has not pushed to first checkpoint. Like, I know that maybe there's a better aggressive play on the right, but you just do not have the paint control in mid to be making that aggressive play yet. If you try to drop into mid, you're full of purple paint against a couple of weapons that really can outmaneuver you. These 2 weapons are both lightweight. This one has dodge rolls. There's a flings that doesn't have to outmaneuver you if it can just get within range to hit 1 shot. Like, it's dangerous to drop into enemy ink against this team comp. You really need to be using your range to beat most of these weapons. And you're not going to have that range if they can just shark up to you. So I would say being here on the right-hand side, not the best place to be in those situations. Okay, I like that thinking. You're bombing one side to get them to rotate over here and then hoping you can pre-fire them on the way up. Aim might have been a little bit shaky, but I think you still hit them like once or something like that. So you can see the play. So I guess the idea here is you're going to booyah bomb over bunker, but you put yourself behind the wall here. Jumping off the ledge and then booyahing in midair, you're going to fall a little bit before the booyah rises up. So I think your goal was like to get even higher up over the ledge, but I don't think it actually works that way. Or if it does, you need to be triggering it a little bit earlier to get there. I don't know. I'd have to test that out. But not the best angle to be hitting the bunker from is the moral of the story here. I think your best shot is to hit it against this back wall here. Or, yeah, I don't think there's a really good way to get it up over the top of this wall. I think you just want to hit that there if you're trying to clear out their bunker. So you end up throwing it at someone who rotates over to this side. There didn't really need to be anyone in their trench. That's not a great defensive position for them. If you're going to try and help the fight on the right, the first place I'm thinking to look is to throw it on window, or maybe behind window to force them up to the front of window so your teammates can pre-fire it. Here, you're helping your teammate out with a fight, ultimately, but the reason I say all of that is that I don't think the booyah should have been triggered that location in the first place. I think there are just not enough locations on the map that matter that you're able to impact with that booyah to get it out from there. Another, again, small thing here, but not necessarily that small. You threw that bomb into the dead center of the booyah bomb. The reason that that matters is that, again, you're running yourself out of ink by doing that. That bomb does not help you get a pick. If you're going to bomb, you want to bomb so that they can't escape the booyah bomb. You want to put it outside the radius of the booyah so that they run into it if they try to go that direction. But throwing it dead center into the middle of it now, you're just short on ink, and it's not going to accomplish anything because, of course, they're not going to be there to get hit by it. So now you know that there's someone there, and you shark to see if they reveal themselves. Now, from here, you're putting yourself way too close to them. Remember, you're a Kpro. The way that you win this fight with your weapon is by keeping your range. So what you want to be doing, once you see that they're over here, is you want to put yourself squarely in the middle and keep yourself as far back from them as you can while still hitting them. So I just move a little bit to the right so that I'm in the middle, and whichever corner they decide to run around, I can rotate a little bit to that side. If they try to rotate to this corner, I move a little left. If they try to rotate to this corner, I move a little right. Because they dodge around this corner, and now you are too close to them. This dualies can just dodge roll, and they are at melee range. They could punch you. Now, they don't end up doing that. They instead use their second roll to bonk their heads on a wall. But if that dodge roll gets used forward, you are very dead, because it doesn't matter how badly they're aiming right now. They would be right on top of you, and they would definitely splat you from there. Now, from here, because you're forced to back up because you realized you positioned too close to them, you don't have enough time to get the pick. If you instead had kept your range enough that you could just walk backwards, you would have time to get your aim on and hit all of these shots that you need instead of having to chase them further around the corner. Chasing them around the corner, by the way, against most weapons that are this short range is asking them to just shark you. I think the only reason that you go for this is that your carbon is there to help you, but your carbon isn't pushing up and taking aggro. Like, you need the carbon to be taking aggro before you make this push, because otherwise what this dualies should be doing is literally just sitting in the same exact spot, dodge rolling to one side, to whatever side gives the most cover from your carbon right now, and lasers you down. And then as soon as they hit you, they can just dodge roll behind this wall and be safe from the carbon again. So they have a couple of different ways that they could have won this fight, but they're using their rolls pretty clumsily. Then too, they should have beaten you, because again, you pushed into their range. Like, they double dodge roll right here. Look at where they are compared to you. This weapon splats about as fast as any other weapon in the game. It's insanely quick. And you only win because they're not aiming super well and they're already damaged. So, moral of the story, use your range in fights. Make sure that you're always fighting at a range that lets you kite them back. Make them push into you. Because again, like, or not again, I haven't said this yet, but this fight is taking place on the opposite side from where the objective is right now. This fight literally does not matter in terms of where the tower goes. This player is already so far out of play that you should, instead of worrying about them, be focusing on taking an advantageous fight against their two remaining teammates on the side of the map that matters, so that you can stop these players from preventing the tower from pushing. Getting this guy out of the way probably doesn't stop help with the tower at all. In fact, since you've got two players on this side, you're actually at a 1v2 on the tower, because you've only got your Dynamo riding the tower, whereas two of their players could potentially be in position to defend the tower. So you're actually, despite having even numbers and having an extra special, you're at a disadvantage on the tower because you're over-focusing this fight over here. Because there was somebody in your weapon range and you went and tried to fight them. You almost got in their weapon range, and that almost ended up badly. Alright. So you're able to hold the tower push there. With your teammate is able to do that. And now is when you want to be getting to this position. This is actually an impactful spot now that the first checkpoint is cleared. But you don't have to necessarily go straight here as soon as the push starts. I turned that off. Okay, one sec. Let's get back to Humpback. Tower, top down. Okay. So what you could have done here is you could have taken a position hereabouts and relieved all of the pressure from anyone trying to come from window. You could have had a booyah to put over the top. And mind you, this dualies right here, if they start pushing in, you see that a mile away, and you can still use your range and prevent that from happening. You're still zoning the dualies out by being in this spot, but you're also having an impact on the objective. And then, once the tower does actually start moving along the objective line, see what I did there? See what I did there? Tower control is the absolute easiest way to see the objective line because it's literally drawn on the map for you. Once the tower does get to about here, and now you actually do need to control this area, you know what you do? You walk 2 steps to the left, and you're in exactly the same spot that you were just in. And you're able to, defend however you need. So I like your positioning where you are. Oops, that's the wrong video. Where you are right now, this is awesome. You are getting in the way of opponents that are up here that are trying to get down on the objective. You're creating a zone right here, pushing them away and allowing the tower to move freely. But you could have been on the objective line. You could have been doing things that were impactful to the game by being in this position and then rotating over, rather than staying here and expecting your teammates to do all of that work in this area before it got to you. Yep, and taking that rail is really useful, and they're fighting over that rail. I don't know why they're fighting over that rail. You have a dynamo on tower. They do not survive being on that rail, but they're going for it. And so you're going to put bullets there, and that's awesome. You're getting tap shots on them, and that is the most unfortunate splat of all time. Look at what happens here, folks. So a bomb gets thrown there, and those, like, how many frames is that you can see this? Okay, so the bomb isn't there. Bomb isn't there. Okay, so the bomb appears here and flies across the screen for that much time while he's focused on aiming at this. There is a little bit of warning there, actually, but it's not a ton. And the fact that there's a bomb rush, I think, going off at that moment masks the audio cue. And then, so now it's on the tower, and the tower moves up to him, and he immediately blows up. I think he recognized it as soon as it showed up on screen and tried to pop Booyah to outlast it, which is great reflex. But the only way you survive that is you see that, like, 7-frame animation of the bomb flying through the air. Okay, so let's take stock of the situation right now. You're one down, and you're respawning, so your teammates are effectively in a 2v4. So this is not an advantageous position. One of your teammates goes down. As soon as I see that happen, and I see how much purple paint there is in front of me, I do not reveal myself from this position, at least not this aggressively. There's enemy ink in front of me, so I can only back up. And if I can only back up, they know where I'm trying to back up, and they could potentially pre-fire me with something. I want a lot of space around me to be able to maneuver if I'm going to push in here. This is a really risky position. Oh, and this is exactly one of the problems. Like, the flings, it could pop up anywhere, and it outranges you, and it hits over ledges. So right now, your whole feet are painted, and they should, in theory, have been able to get a pick there. And you're still here is another problem. Once you realize you're in a bad position, you get to here, you should be like, oh, thank goodness I'm safe. I can get behind this wall now. Instead, you stay in that disadvantageous position. The roller still has range on you. That hasn't changed. Yeah, you've got a little bit more paint at your feet, but that's about to be fixed when they throw another fling out there and hit you again. You want to be getting to cover at that point and cutting their line of sight on you so that they don't know where they can be flicking and catch you. And maybe then, you know, the tower gets a little bit closer to you, and you can sneak around the wall and go for a cheeky pick off the back of the tower if they have to deal with your teammate or something. That's an option that you have from this position. But getting into this corner does not get you much, especially against a weapon that outranges you. I blame the Flingza for missing these shots rather than say that I think you played the fight better than they did. Because that was... How many times did they hit you? They hit you here. They almost hit you there. They should have hit you there. They hit you there. They missed that, which at this point I would have actually expected you to pop out from that point. I think all they really need to be doing is zoning you into that corner, but they get a little greedy and go for the kill, and that gives you a chance to get out. And they hit you there again. If those happen in too close succession, they just win the fight. All right. They're 2 down currently. You get 1 more. It's just the Dapple Doolies. We don't need to Booyah right now, and we're very unlikely to splat anybody if we do.
Yeah, this Booyah was just unawareness of how many were down on the enemy team.
Mm-hmm.
That was just something that it was just... I thought there were more on tower, and I just didn't realize it. Or, like, not on tower, but near that block.
Gotcha. Something that is always a good idea once you get a pick and you've earned yourself some safety is to check your mirrors, you know, to use a driving terminology. Like, check the heads-up display and see, do I need to push for more? Am I at an advantage in this fight anymore? What's going on elsewhere on the map? Okay. This is really risky. So as soon as that gets popped, as soon as you can't move freely on the tower, And as soon as you see, like, there's paint coming down on the left, I think we see. Where is this guy? Yeah. We see that there's someone here. There's 2 people here. We see that there's a roller flick coming out on the left. So as soon as I can't move and I have a bomb behind me here, I'm like, okay, I don't have that many options anymore. I can't go front left. I can't go front right. I can't go behind the tower. Like, I need to get out of here. And you want to get out of there a little bit earlier. I probably would have done it before the bomb got thrown and used the tower for cover and tried to get more of the opponents cleared out. Because it's clear right now that they are ready to defend well before you get to checkpoint. So good on you getting that pick. Good on you sharking the wall, because that's really the option you have at this point. Cannot believe, to be honest, that the Dapples doesn't manage to get that. I guess they had pressure from your opponent, from your teammate there. So, did the Dapples... No, the Dapples go down here. Okay. So, we get this pick. And now, this player is rushing you. What happens here? I think those are the Dapples. Yeah, those are the Dapples. So... Oh, yeah, because you can see them roll right there. So with the Dapples here, again, remember to use your range. Like, if they're going to push you, they're pushing in enemy ink. Just back up. You do not need to get closer to this player to hit them, even from right here. And you don't want to push closer to them. Like, if they run away, that's their prerogative. They have the right to do that right now. But wait until they decide to do that. I don't know why they're pushing you here. You already got their teammate. They should know that you're here. They should have seen the ouch. But I mean, I guess they're a Dapples. Like, what else are they supposed to do? That's their problem as a weapon. They just don't have range. And so again, let a weapon like that feed into you. Let a weapon like that try to push you, realize it's a bad idea, and have to back up. Because if they back up, you just get to stand there. If they don't back up, then you get to pick them. Okay, so we throw. We pop this. And now you see, oh shoot, there's only one teammate left and they're in mid, so I'm alone. So I guess you throw this out there. Now you're in a lot of trouble, and now this is a position where you really want to be jumping out. I would say as soon as you see this splash right here, and you see that there's an opponent in mid, it's like, okay, I can't go out this way because this guy gets me. I can't go around this way because this guy gets me. I'm stuck here. Get somewhere where they can't hit you and just super jump out. Because this isn't a winning fight against basically any of the weapons they have that are sharking there. We're down one player. Ooh, and another one goes down over there. Again, we're focusing on the right-hand side. That is not where the tower is. Like, you've won yourself bunker, but getting to this position is putting you further away from the objective at the moment. Now you're completely out of play. This is a position that is irrelevant even once they get to second checkpoint. I guess you could maybe go for a flank from here, but like you've got a Sploosh and you've got a Carbon. They're the ones who want to be flanking. If not for the Dynamo, nobody's putting direct pressure on the tower right now except for you. They need you to be like using your range and trying to enforce some space in order for them to be able to sneak their way in and get something done. Something like a Flingza can wall these guys out, or even, you know, suction bombs from the K-Shot and good paint from all of these. So this is a really risky position to take, and this is a really risky fight to take. You've got a Booyah Bomb, and you could, in theory, be leveraging that to defend the tower push. I guess now you're fighting this guy and they're away from the tower, but like you're on the tower. You could have been on the tower before they were. So your teammates are able to clear it out, but this defense basically has nothing to do with you. And that's, you know, something that you should be worried about personally, even if the game ends up being saved here. Okay, so you don't have to be riding the tower here, and you should never feel comfortable riding the tower into enemy ink for this exact reason, that someone just shows up and is like, you have nowhere to run if you drop off the tower. You don't have cover or anything. So you end up being able to booyah, and I think that might... No, that doesn't get them because you throw it at your feet. So from here, if you throw it here, the thing about elevation and Booyah Bomb is that if the Booyah Bomb has to go down over a ledge, it will go, but it goes in a sphere shape. And the center of the sphere is going to be higher up, which means that the reach horizontally is going to be a lot closer to you than you want it to be. It's not going to cover this corner. What I would be trying to do is put it right here, because that means that they have exactly one option for escaping it, which is to back up, or I guess to push past you, but then you could go into pit and be safe that way. But because you put it here, they're actually able to get away into this corner, and from this position, there's someone in your range, and so you're going to try and fight them. But the thing is, they one-shot you and outrange you, and this ends up not going your way. Even though they missed the first swing, which shouldn't have happened, they do still end up getting you. Good follow-up by your teammate, though, seeing that you were in that scrap. And so we're jumping out to the right. It seems like right is kind of your default defensive position. We've talked about that enough. I like that you're going in on this bomb rush. I think, so from here, I think you actually can approach them a little bit more closely than this. Close enough that they can't retreat out of your range. Because right now they're focused on throwing bombs. A lot of bomb rushers forget that they have a main weapon while they're bomb rushing. But also, they're trying to throw bombs from range. They're trying to stay safe. You can see that from their positioning. They're not trying to rush in. And so they're, if anything, going to back up. And so this is actually a position where you want to close distance just enough that you have range on them from here. Because right now you're actually a little bit too far away to hit them. And by the time you move close enough, you end up not being able to do it. Good job catching them on the way down. We did let that fight go on a little bit longer than it had to. They might have been able to trade with your teammate, but you do end up closing that out. And this is a great position to be in now, because you're able to stop them from getting to window, which is the place they want to be to defend the checkpoint. You try to clip something and don't have enough space, SMH.
I'm glad you also saw that.
I like this Booyah. Now, sharking in this spot, it's a little exposed. I would probably try to be over on the left-hand side so that you have this little lump here, and you at least can't get hit with line of sight weapons. And also, being on the left-hand side puts you closer to cover. Being out in the middle means that even if you decide, okay, it's time for me to go and get cover, it's going to take you longer to get there. What happens there? So you immediately back up. What? Hold on. So the dualies is on you. This is exactly where they want to be. They can literally just stay in turret mode, aim at you, and instead they decide to retreat so that now they're out of range to hit you and in your range, and there's a bomb here. That is the exact opposite of what we should expect them to do. They should be like rolling past you and trying to cross you up. That's a little bit strange. Ooh, and yet now you're the only one left. And that's something that you should definitely be looking at, and I don't think you're checking in that exact moment. But you've just disengaged from a fight. Check to see what the state of the game is, because it is a little bit dire right now, and you do not need to be making yourself visible in mid right now. If you go down here, your team doesn't have a Booyah for the end of the game, and also they're staggered. That is a great way to lose the game right there. Randy Bomb is random. Love to see it. So you're able to even the numbers advantage, and that's huge. Now it's only 3v3 because your teammate went in. Right now with missiles, you fire more shots than I would have fired when those missiles got on me. As soon as those missiles are fired on me, I know I don't have anywhere I can move forward. So the only place I can go is back. And with a coordinated team, what's going to happen here is they're going to call you out. They're going to call that you're close, and they're going to see you because the missiles are on you, and they're going to rush you right away. And if you stand and fire a few shots, you give them time to rush you and do that. So now it's just you. Win condition might be Booyah Bomb here, because you are the only person who's going to have special in time to stop all of this. Dropping into mid, if there is anybody on the other team who was watching this at all, you probably die here and the team probably loses. Also, even if they didn't see you, because they painted that spot, now you're flushed out, and look at how little paint you have back here to retreat into. The Flingza should be able to kill you from here. Oh, man. This is really hairy. And your saving grace is that they don't kill you before you actually charge enough to use Booyah Bomb. But even then, the tower gets so close to the checkpoint. Again, because you're exposing yourself too early, you're on the wrong side to defend against the objective, and you're not checking the state of the game to see, is it safe to be pushing in? You're not, you're again, being triggered that there's someone in your weapon range, so you're trying to move forward and aggress them in a position where you don't have an advantage, you don't have paint to retreat into, you don't have paint to advance into. So this is really, really dangerous, but because you're able to stay alive long enough, you are able to put out the special that does win the game for your team. And so, whew, you know, wipe the sweat off your brow, but that was a lot closer than it had to be at the end there. Definitely keep yourself a lot safer. Think of yourself kind of like a Jet Squelcher thinks of their Stingray, right? If you've got a special that can absolutely just end the game, then when you have the lead at the end of the game, make sure you have that special and make sure you don't lose it from doing something silly. So I think I've kind of just run over the major things. So to review, use your range in fights. Make sure that you're not just dropping into enemy ink. You know, if you're going to advance on someone, make sure you have the ability to move. When you're outranged or you're missing shots, make sure to disengage. Make sure that you're, you know, playing the side of the map that matters for the objective, and save your special for when it will be impactful, and, you know, make sure that you're not going in and losing it for no reason in situations where you're unlikely to win. Hopefully that covers a good amount of goals for you to be working on. I know that you're actively playing competitively right now, so there's a lot of that to mull over that probably won't necessarily play into your callouts, and that's a whole nother layer of things that you'll have to be focusing on. So I'm hoping I didn't overwhelm you with all of these different things to think about, but maybe you try and keep track of them and work on them one at a time, and that'll, you know, you'll be able to work them out as time goes on.
Yeah, absolutely. I could even send you a picture. The amount of notes I just took so I can always keep track of everything that happened, because there was a lot, but extremely helpful, especially because I'm still very new to Kpro. So there's a lot I definitely need to learn, especially with having the whole Slayer mindset I had prior. This is a lot I got to work on. So awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, you used to play shorter range shooters, didn't you? Weren't you like a Neo Splash?
So I was a one-trick NZAP player.
Oh, okay.
And then I was recommended, I think by Devi, to use K-Shot. And then I was like, oh, I would really love range. And then I just shot for Kpro, and I loved it ever since.
Gotcha. Yeah. So some of your instincts, and this happened to me when I was learning Kpro too, some of your instincts are going to mislead you. As the short-range shooter, your instinct is, in general, to close distance with your opponent when you're initiating a fight. That, like, you want to make sure they don't kite you back, that they don't back up and get out of your range before the fight is over, because that's when you lose. But with the Kpro, you need to really make a calculation based on what weapon you're fighting against about whether you need to be pushing forward to stay in range or backing up to kite them back, because that is a way that you can win fights now, and that's not really a way that you're gonna win fights with, like, a splatter shot. So that's something to think about. I mean, okay, with the splatter shot, yeah, you kite back an arrow spray, yeah, you kite back dapple doolies, but most other weapons you're gonna be just rushing in at. So with the Kpro, if a K-Shot is pushing you, you back up. If you know, you had a Neo Splash in that, you had the dapple doolies, like, you make sure that you maintain that line of sight and don't get baited by trying to run around a corner from someone who's going to be sharking right around the other side, making you think that they've continued to run away when instead they've just sat there and waited for you to come around the corner unwittingly. So
absolutely, yeah.
All right. thank you to both of you, to Cactus and Wieners, for giving us this footage to VOD review. Really appreciate you guys being, willing to put yourselves out there. Again, as I always say, it takes a little bit of courage to submit yourself to this VOD review and be watched by so many people out there in the audience, and have them hear all of your mistakes. But we wouldn't have a show without you guys, so really appreciate you coming on. If you want a VOD review like this, I have talked about this a little bit before, but here is the Discord server. If you go into this Discord server and send me a DM, you will be able to reach me and get on my schedule. So absolutely would be happy to set things up for you there. Apologies for not being able to pay as much attention to chat as I would have wanted to today. There was a lot going on in there, and I love seeing all of you guys there, but there were 2 VOD reviews, and I actually have something going on in about 10 minutes that I need to make sure I have time for. So I didn't want to, take too much time out of the VOD reviews to be looking back and forth. I need to figure out a system where I can see both at the same time, because right now I need to full screen the video to be able to watch it. So maybe I'll tinker a little bit and get that figured out. But meantime, thank you all for watching Squid School. We do this every Tuesday from 3 p.m. Pacific to 5 p.m. Pacific, or 6 p.m. Eastern to 8 p.m. Eastern. Anyone in the middle, figure it out. And we will see you next week, but also check out the YouTube channel for what I'm hoping to be mostly daily uploads at this point in time. We also have a new TikTok. We have a Twitter account that you can follow. I know that there are definitely people in this chat who probably aren't following us on Twitter. And if you really, really like what you're seeing and you want to support me more and, help me to be able to make a profession out of this, I do have a Patreon where you can support me there and have input on which YouTube videos I'm going to make next. So that's all of my shilling. That's all of my plugging. Thank you guys for being